be seated. Good morning, everyone. By the grace of God, we have the opportunity here to learn the truth in the Bible. It's a continuation of what we spoke about last week, faith, hope, and love. But today I'm going to talk about returning to the Lord, the faith, hope, and love in terms of returning to the Lord. This year in Hong Kong, there's a very famous rich man that actually passed away. He lived till 107 years old. So I'm thinking, if I can live till 107 years old, I still have 30 some odd years to live on. According to what I understand, that the flesh of the body can live up to 280. So we have to live slowly.
Yeah, slow down. Don't go too fast.
So we have to live slowly. So we have 280 years to live. So he passed away, and I grew up in Hong Kong, so I know that he does not believe or did not believe in Jesus. So in his funeral, there was I guess a sign that said, "Return to the Lord."
Yeah, he has shed labor, return to the Lord.
Shed labor, return to the Lord.
Yeah,
or in the bosom of the Lord.
Rest in the bosom of the Lord.
But I know that he does not believe in Jesus. So as for the reasons of lying to people or letting the pain
in order to get comfort.
Yeah, give them comfort. They'll say rest. So to comfort this person, this person's family, they might say this person will rest in the bosom of the Lord. And that's the difference between believing in Jesus and believing in a religion. It's very different, extremely different. So the Chinese has a very excellent way of saying this. If he believes in religion, then he is...
Religion is a kind of delusion.
Delusion. So my son. So that word means that you're brainwashed by that, and then you believe it.
Yeah, you have to make people's thinking mushy, flurry, do not know what is right and wrong.
And then you're able to believe that thing. So in the Chinese way of expressing that, it's very, very simple. It's after your brain has been washed or brainwashed by that thing, then you can believe in it.
Brainwash him, so you can deceive him. Okay, so make him believe a religion.
So that's called being delusional. But when we believe in Jesus, it's clear, and there's reason and logic.
Yeah, reason and logic.
And it's similar to how we live from day to day.
Yeah, practical in life. We can practice everyday life. Okay, 呢個係信耶穌嘅 方法。
And this is the way we believe in Jesus.
我哋今日講信望愛與安息主懷。
And today we're talking about faith, hope, and love, and shedding labor, returning to the Lord.
呢係哥林多前書13章13節。
The scriptures for this study are found in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13.
如今常存的有信、有望、有愛，其中最大係愛。
And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love.
啟示錄14章13節，頭先係 Ken 讀嘅。我聽見天上有聲音說，要寫下來，從今以後，在主裏邊死的人有福了。
So Kian just read this scripture for us. It's in Revelation chapter 14, verse 13. It reads, Then I heard a voice from heaven say, Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on.
嗱，所謂安息主懷或者係息勞歸主，就係從呢啲經文嚟嘅。
So resting in the bosom of the Lord, or returning to the Lord, shedding labor, returning to the Lord, comes from these scriptures.
聖靈話係嘅，佢息了自己的勞苦，作工的果後也隨著他們。
So the Spirit says, yes, they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them.
願全世人要留意，人嘅肉體死之後，仲有生命要活。
So may the world beware that there is life after death of the flesh.
因為世界上嘅人咧非常之笨。
So people of the world are very foolish, very stupid.
我好年輕就知道魔鬼撒旦其實係非常之笨嘅。
Ever since I was young, I knew that demons and Satan are very foolish.
Yeah, wicked people and Satan are very stupid, okay? Very stupid. 佢非常之 stupid 嘅，非常之蠢材。
So they're very stupid.
因為佢哋以為佢打死人又打死自己就冇事啦。
Because they think they can kill someone and commit suicide, then it's all solved, the problems are solved.
你打死人打死自己係災難最大嘅時候到啦。
But when you kill someone and you kill yourself, then the biggest tribulation or trial is going to come.
佢以為死係可以解決佢哋嘅罪惡。
They think death can remove or eliminate their sin.
人唔能夠咁樣做。
But man can't do that.
唯有耶穌基督死喺十字架上，能夠叫自己活過來，又能夠叫人哋活過來。
So only Jesus who died on the cross can tell himself to live and also tell someone else to live.
仲有耶穌基督做嘅事，我哋人做唔到嘅。
And what Jesus can do, us human beings cannot do.
因為佢話佢能夠將生命放低，又能夠將生命攞翻。
Because he can give up his life, he could also take back his life.
Yeah, Jesus can give up his life and take it back. 我哋唔能夠做。
But men or humans cannot do that.
所以我哋必須要小心。
So that's why you have to be careful.
我哋跟隨耶穌嘅榜樣，係跟隨嗰啲喺世上生活嘅好嘅榜樣。
So we have to follow Jesus' example on earth, that is his living example on earth.
唔係 follow 佢哋去同人哋寫生命，即係將自己嘅生命俾人哋，或者係死咗。
You can't follow the example where he gave his life up and then he take it back.
因為耶穌能夠捨棄生命，又能夠攞翻嚟。
Because Jesus can give up his life and also take it back.
你可以捨棄生命，但你攞唔翻嚟。
You can give up your life, but you can't take it back.
所以嗰個榜樣你唔學得到。
So that type of example you can't follow.
但係我又唔反對人哋 follow。如果你要 follow，你自己你有 choice。
But then I'm not against people who are following it. If you want to follow that, it's your choice.
但係我咧係講現實際情嘅。
But I'm talking about practical sense and reality.
嗱，全世人要留意，人嘅肉體死之後仲要活嘅。
Everyone in the world has to pay attention to this. When the body of flesh dies, you still have to live.
唔能夠話佢死咗就冇事。
It's not, if you die, it's not like no problem.
你死咗之後，永遠有事。
After you die, there's going to be eternally a problem.
嗱，your problem is eternal，唔係冇事呃人嘅。
So that's a lie. There's going to be an internal problem.
所以你要小心。
So you have to be careful.
所以我又話魔鬼撒旦邪惡咧係非常之愚蠢嘅。
So that's why I say Satan, demons, wicked people, they're very stupid.
因為佢以為佢可以犯罪作惡，死咗就冇事啦。
Because they think they can commit sin and then when they die, there's no problem.
嗱，全世要記得，死咗之後你就永遠有事。
Now everyone in the world, remember, once you die, you're going to have an eternal problem.
Eternal suffering， 永遠要受苦啦。
So eternal suffering.
呢個係耶穌自己講嘅故事。
And this is the story that Jesus told himself.
呢個係路加福音16章22、23節。
This is found in Luke chapter 16, verse 22.
後來那討飯的死了，被天使帶去亞伯拉罕的懷裏。
The time came when the beggar died, and the angels carried him to Abraham's side.
呢個 side 咧，又可以翻譯 bosom of Abraham。OK，Abraham bosom。
The side can be translated as the bosom of Abraham.
財主也死了，埋葬了，在陰間受痛苦。
So the rich man also died and was buried in Hades.
OK， 呢度咧有兩個人死咗。
So there's two people who died here.
一個咧喺樂園。
So one of them is in paradise.
佢呢度咧話係亞伯拉罕的懷裏。
Over here they describe it as Abraham's bosom or Abraham's side.
另外一個咧死咗喺陰間裏邊受痛苦。
The other person died and he's being tormented in Hades.
嗱，有好多英文聖經咧翻譯得唔準確。
So a lot of American translations are incorrect.
因為佢 translate hell 唔啱嘅，H-E-L 唔係，係 H-A-D-E-S。
Because they translate it into hell, but it should be Hades.
因為而家人死咗之後未到 hell 字。
Because now when people die, they don't go to hell yet.
hell 係將來最後嗰度。
Eventually, that's the last point they go to. That's
喺
what
使徒
hell
20
is.
章嗰度話俾佢聽
In
，Revelation
Revelation 20,
呢個希地咧將來會掉落地獄裏邊去。
so those who are in Hades will eventually be thrown into hell.
OK， 我而家係順便話俾你聽。
I'm just saying this as a
我
matter of
知
fact.
道呢個英文聖經翻譯得唔好嘅。
I know some of the English translations are incorrect,
呢度係翻譯陰間就啱啦。
but Hades is the correct translation.
總之咧，人肉體死咗之後，有兩個地方去。
So when your body dies, there's two places where it can go.
呢個係耶穌基督自己講嘅。
And this is what Jesus himself said.
有一啲咧係去樂園天堂。
Some people go to paradise,
另一個咧喺陰間裏邊。
some other people go to Hades.
一個係得安慰，一個係受痛苦。
So one of them is going to be comforted, the other one will be suffering.
佢嘅理由係咩咧？佢講得好清楚。兒啊，你該回想你生前享福，拉撒路受苦。
So these are the reasons that were given for that. Abraham replied, Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, while Lazarus received bad things.
我哋廣東話咧就最威水啦。佢話你活在世上嘅時候，你覺得你好得意，呢個係最好嘅翻譯。
So in the Cantonese translation, it's very, very powerful. It says that when you're living on earth, you think you're very cute.
Very good, very good, very close. 你以為你活在世上好得意？
So you think when you're living on earth, you're very cute.
你蝦我嘅時候，你覺得你睇你咁笨，我點蝦都唔緊要，
So
你好得意。
when you bully me, you're like, oh, you see how
You have lot of fun.
you have a lot of fun, and
你 make me suffer. You have lot of fun. 睇到有世上嘅人咧，有啲惡人咁笨，佢以為咁係好得意。
so some wicked people, they're so stupid or foolish, they think they're so cute in being able to do these things.
死咗之後咧，調轉頭啦。
Then after the person dies, it's reversed.
佢受過苦，所以佢而家得安慰。
So that person suffered, so now he will receive comfort.
你喺世上嘅時候，你好得意。
Living on earth, while living on earth, you're very cute,
而家咧，你受痛苦咯。
but now you're suffering.
好公平啫。
It's very fair.
以前佢受苦，而家佢得安慰。
So back then he was suffering, now he's going to receive comfort.
呢度聖經講嘅理由係咁樣啦。
And this is the reason that the Bible gives.
而且咧，仲有全世界要留意。
And also everyone in the world has to pay attention to this point.
你落咗陰間，上咗樂園，冇得再變啦。
If you go to Hades or if you go to paradise, you can't change.
個意思係咩咧？你嘅魂離開呢個肉體 ，everything set 定咗，冇得再改。
When your soul leaves your body, then everything is all set. You can't change anything.
因為聖經呢度講得好清楚。
Because the Bible clearly states,
你我之間陰間樂園有深淵限地。
between you and I, between paradise and Hades, there's a great chasm.
由呢邊到嗰邊唔能夠，
You can't go from here to there.
去嗰邊你邊咧又唔能
From
夠。
there to here, you also cannot go.
非常清楚。
It's very clear.
所以你殺咗人殺自己咧，你就 everything set 啦，就 set 啦，冇得再改啦
If。you kill someone and then you commit suicide, everything's already set. You can't change anything.
就永遠得安慰，永遠受痛苦啦。
That means either you're eternally being comforted or you're eternally suffering.
呢個係耶穌基督自己講嘅。
And this is what Jesus Christ himself said.
全世界冇人能夠話 呢個故事唔係真理。
So no one in the world can say that this story is not the truth.
任何人夠膽話呢個聖經唔係真理，呢個故事唔係真理，
If anyone dares to say that this truth or this story is not the truth,
佢就以耶穌為撒謊嘅。
then they are blaspheming against Christ.
如果你話耶穌係撒謊咧，
If you're saying Jesus lying,
我就以為你嘅刑罰已經 set 啦。
then I think your judgment is already set, or your punishment is already set.
你要預備受報
You
應啦。
should be prepared to receive punishment.
但係我哋咧都相信呢個故事係真理。
But we all believe that this story is true.
呢就係點解屋企有人死咗，朋友有人死咗，我哋都盼望佢係息勞歸主，佢係安息主懷。
And that's why when there's a death in our family or amongst our friends, we all hope that they shed their labor in this world so they could go with the Lord.
點解我哋個個都有咁樣嘅盼望？
And why do we all have this hope?
點解我哋愛咁樣思想？
Why do we love to think this way?
而家如果你去我哋中國咧忌邪，唔中意去嗰啲殯儀館。
So us Chinese people don't like to go to the funeral homes.
啊！如果我係想講，你去殯儀館嗰度 check 下，你就知道咧，佢裏邊所寫嘅嘢咧，係咪都係息勞歸主、安息主懷？
So if you go to the funeral homes, or the Chinese funeral homes, you always see stuff like rest in the bosom of the Lord, shed labor to go to the Lord.
OK， 你可以去花圃嗰度啦。
Don't go to the flower shop.
花圃嗰度就成日寫住呢啲，人哋送嗰啲 funeral 嗰啲花，花圃就寫住嗰個寫到熟晒㗎啦，個個都係寫呢啲。
So if you go to the flower shops, they've already written this way, rest in the bosom of the Lord.
個個都話 shed labor, return to the Lord, rest in the bosom of the Lord， 個個都係咁寫。
So it's all written like that in these flower shops.
我哋愛咁樣相信，我哋愛咁樣盼望，我愛咁樣思想。
So we love to think this way. We want to believe in this truth, and we really hope that this is true.
嗱，呢個係信望愛啦。
So this is faith, love, and hope.
嗱，信望愛咧好奇妙嘅，
So faith, hope, and love is very interesting,
有好多嘢可以講。
and you can talk about a lot of things.
只不過今日咧，我係咁樣講。
But today I'm talking about this thing
我哋愛咁樣相信，
that we love to
我
think
哋
this
愛
way.
咁樣盼望。
We love to hope this way.
點解？
Why?
因為叫我哋唔使咁傷心。
So then we won't be so sad.
就算有人死咗，我哋都唔使咁傷心，
Even if someone dies, we won't be so sad.
唔使咁失望，
We won't have lost so much.
唔使咁驚。
We won't be so scared
就係因為我哋以為佢哋係息勞歸主啦。
because we think they are resting in the bosom of the Lord.
有時我話唔愛咁樣思想，唔愛咁樣盼望，唔知道，唔以為呢啲係真嘅，但係又咁樣講，馬某先生息勞歸主，馬某女士安息主懷。
So we don't believe this is truth, but yet in terms of comforting people, we always say, Mr. So-and-so shed labor and returns to the Lord.
咁我哋就係自己人哋啦。
So that means we're lying to ourselves and we're lying to others.
自己人哋變成咩啊？魔鬼撒旦嘅兒女啦。
If we lie to ourselves and lie to other people, what do we become? We become children of the devil.
所以我就勸全世界嘅人，如果你唔相信呢個係真理，就千祈唔好講。
So I encourage everyone in the world, if you don't believe this is the truth, do not say this.
嗱，你用其他嘅，唔好話息勞歸主，又唔好話安息主懷。
You can use other comforting words. Do not use, shed labor and return to the Lord or resting in the bosom of the Lord.
如果你咁樣講，
If you say
但
that,
係你又唔相信，
but you don't believe it,
咁你自己人哋咯，
then you're lying to yourselves and you're lying to others.
你都變成魔鬼撒旦嘅兒女啦。
And you become children of Satan.
嗱，所以我成日我自細就知道魔鬼撒旦係好 stupid 嘅。
So ever since I was young, I always knew that Satan and demons are stupid.
佢哋一方面唔相信，一方面咧又咁樣講。
So on one hand, they don't believe, but on another hand, they say these things.
嗱，世界上有好多蠢材，佢哋又願意咁樣信。
Now, a lot of people in the world are very stupid, and they also do this.
當然我又知道，當然我又知道，世上而家嗰啲人咧都係活喺虛謊裏邊嘅。
I also know that those people in the world are living in lies.
呢個就係一種嘅 delusion 啦，
And that is a delusion.
全世界都喺裏邊。
And the entire world is in it.
就係感謝神嘅恩典。
By the grace of God,
我哋有耶穌基督，
we have Jesus Christ.
我哋喺基督嘅教會裏
We have
邊，
the Church of Christ.
我有上頭嚟嘅智慧，
We have the wisdom from above.
我哋頭腦清醒。
And our minds are clear.
如果你唔相信呢個係能夠息怒歸主，就唔好講啦。
If you don't believe that this can enable you to return to the Lord and to return to His bosom, then
你唔想得罪人咧，就閉口不言啦，最好。
if you don't want to insult people, then you should just shut your mouth.
我哋都知道人死咗之後要息怒歸主，呢個人活在世上必須是愛主。
We all know one who sheds labor and returns to the Lord has to have loved the Lord while living on earth.
嗱，聽清楚啊！
Now listen carefully.
如果你想呢個死嘅人，
If you want this person who died,
或者將來死嘅人，
or this person who will die,
聽住啊！
listen.
如果你屋企有個爸爸媽媽90幾歲啦，
If your family has a mom or dad that's over 90 some odd years old,
甚至100歲啦，
or maybe even 100 years old,
或者你有朋友差唔多要過去啦，
or if you have a friend that's about to pass,
如果你想叫息怒歸主，
if you want him to shed labor and return to the Lord,
你想佢安息主
you
懷，
want him to rest in the bosom of the Lord,
你要趁住佢未死嘅時候，
you have to take opportunity before he's dying or dies
話俾佢聽，
to tell him,
要叫佢嚟愛耶穌，
to tell him to love Jesus,
要佢嚟愛神，
to tell him to love God,
要佢嚟愛主。
to tell him to love the Lord.
死咗之後，你可以息怒歸主。
Then after you die, then you can return to the Lord's bosom.
如果唔係咧，就唔好講啦。
Then if you can't, then don't say that.
你而家要預備好。
You have to be prepared
如果
now.
你勸唔到佢哋信耶穌，
If you can't encourage him to believe in
你
Jesus,
勸唔到佢嚟愛主，
if you can't encourage him to love the Lord,
你而家要預備好。
you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared now.
佢喪事禮拜嘅時候，
During his funeral service,
要寫乜嘢先預備好？
what to write there, you have to now be prepared.
嗱，千祈唔好用息怒歸主，
You can't ever use shed labor and return to the Lord,
因為你自己明知道佢冇辦法息怒歸主，
because you yourself know that he cannot return to the Lord's bosom,
因為你自己知道佢唔愛神。
because you know that he doesn't love God.
嗱，你今日勸佢嚟聚會敬拜神，佢唔肯嚟。
And today you encourage him to come worship God. He didn't come. He didn't want to come.
嗱，你邀請佢嚟信耶穌，佢唔肯
You
嚟。
invite him to believe in Jesus. He's not here. He doesn't come.
你請佢食飯，佢都唔肯嚟。
You invite him to eat. He still doesn't come.
佢就係愛乜嘢都得，就係唔愛耶穌。
He'll love everything else but Jesus.
嗱，he's definitely that's it. Not to love the Lord, not to love God. He will love to eat your food. He will love to have your friendship, but not to love God. 咁嘅人，你要預備，千祈唔好食息怒歸主。
So that type of person, you have to be prepared to not write, shed labor and return to the Lord during his funeral.
又千祈唔好寫安息主懷。
You can't ever write rest in the bosom of the Lord.
我哋廣東話非常之犀利嘅。
So the Cantonese is very powerful.
佢今日又唔好意思去到嗰度，
So today he doesn't.
唔好意思。He should what?
Feels bad.
Yeah.
Feels bad to go
Not
there. Not
comfortable to
comfortable
get there.
to get
Go
there.
there. Not comfortable to get to go there. 係咯，佢唔愛主嘅人點會 comfortable 去主嗰度咧？
So if he doesn't love the Lord, how can he be comfortable going back to the Lord?
嗱，佢唔會覺得嗰度係嗱你要安息啊嘛。佢今日唔安又唔能夠息，佢去到主嗰度佢冇不安又不息。
So if you go to the Lord, you're supposed to have comfort. But then if he doesn't love the Lord, if he goes to the Lord, there's no. How can there be comfort?
睇到我哋廣東話好犀利嘅得啦。佢話安息啊嘛。如果佢唔愛神嘅，佢去到嗰度佢唔安又唔息。
So if he doesn't love the Lord, if he goes to the Lord, he's not gonna
而
be
家有個
comforted.
最好嘅比喻啦。
I have the best example.
我知道咧，阿 Christina 未曾同阿 Z 結婚之前啊，佢愛阿 Z 嗰時咧，佢先肯挨佢喺懷裏邊，啱唔啱？有冇試過啊？冇啊。
未試。
OK。
Before
一個女仔愛一個男仔，愛到佢又要安息喺佢住喺佢懷裏邊，你梗係有愛先能夠挨喺佢懷抱裏邊，啱唔啱？
So before Christina and Z got married, and Christina loved Z, how can she find comfort in his bosom if she doesn't love him?
Lean
How can he
on his
His
chest
chest or
chest bosom.
Yeah, bosom.
OK， 你嘅總之係梗係我係講愛先㗎。
So we have to talk about love first.
你要有愛先能夠咁樣㗎嘛。
You have to first have love before you can rest in someone's bosom.
一個陌生嘅人，你能夠安息佢懷裏邊啲講笑啊，呢啲呃人啊，睇到啊，一笨人嚟嘅。
So a person who you don't love, how can you rest in that person's bosom? That's stupid.
Understand？ 明唔明啊？呢啲係成真理嚟嘅。
Do you understand? That's the truth.
就算我打佢話嗱，你安息，你都唔敢去啊。
So even I open up my arms and I told you to rest in my bosom, you wouldn't dare to come rest in my bosom.
阿芝咁大隻，哇！個女仔咁靚都唔愛佢嘅，佢話：，佢快啲走啊！
So I mean, Z's so big. If a girl would be scared to rest in his bosom
I don't see she will not do that.
if she didn't love him.
你千祈唔好見到你咗咁好嘅，人哋快啲走啦！
So yeah, if you did that, if she did that, then she might scare people away.
I know they run away. They will not get close, not even get close. So how do you rest in the bosom of the Lord? You cannot do that. 你唔能夠做得到。You can do. 呢個係現實，最少係我哋而家嘅現實。
So this is our reality.
At least it's our reality today. That's how we reason. 呢個就係我哋今日嘅 reason。你要安息主懷，你必須要愛主。
If you want to rest in the bosom of the Lord, you must love the Lord.
如果你唔愛主咧，
If you don't love the Lord,
呢度講得好清楚嚇。
this clearly states over here.
唔係話你自己愛就算喎，上帝知道你愛喎。
It's not, and you can't just love yourself. God has to know that you love Him.
係啊，上帝認識你。
God has to, you have to be known by God,
嗱，你又認識神，
and you have to know God.
彼此認識，
You have to know each other,
又彼此相愛，
and then you have to love each other,
又先能夠 comfort 喺佢嘅懷裏。
and then you can find comfort in His bosom.
嗱，聽清楚嚇，使徒保羅講㗎，你不愛主咧，我就喎。
Now listen carefully. This is what Apostle Paul says. If anyone does not love the Lord, a curse be on him.
清清楚楚，
It clearly states it here.
可就嘅人夠膽去上帝嗰度。
So those who do not love the Lord, how dare they go to the Lord or try to rest in His bosom?
你講到攞，佢可就，你不愛主你就可就。
So if you don't love the Lord, a curse be on him.
You stay so far away, all the way to Hades. 係啦，將你 HELL。
And later on, you go to hell.
Sometimes I make it sounds better. Hello, take away the old. Hello without